Oh man, what a lovely day to walk and smell my favorite flowers. Uh, Behind my backyard too. Oh, hey Josh, what's up? Oh, hey Nick, what's going on? Just thinking. About what? Well, since the beginning of time, humans have looked for peace on this earth. Peace from other humans. So we have created great civilizations to protect ourselves in numbers from other barbaric humans. Times have gone by where we now feel safe. But there's one threat that doesn't seem to go away. ISIS.
Well, what about the groundbreaking work Dr. Krieger is doing for ISIS in our Applied Research Division?
Yeah, tell him about the sex robot.
The what?
Yes, the what?
I call him Fister Roboter.
No, not that ISIS. The one that does guerrilla like warfare and shoots people with their destructive weapons, you know?
Talon, Athena, kill the lights.
No, not that one. Here, you know what? I'll recite a poem that my mom used to sing to me when I was a little child. When little Timmy hurried home one cold and lonely night, the streets were painted monochrome in shades of black and white. The moon was bright and ripe and round, and through the winter breeze he crossed a silent street and found a man behind the trees. His musky beard and homemade clock a hand, Timmy felt unease. So he asked the man at sight, "That's a big black clock there, but why hide it at night?" The bearded man, frightened from his discovery, frantic and panicked, and his clock went to hide. The bearded man spoke, "You damn heathen child, rub off before I give thy eye a poke." Timmy, scared, walked into his housing. Relaxed by the safety of it, he pondered more at the clock's ticking, and something didn't feel right, though he carried on and turned the television. A newscaster alarmed him weary that a terrorist with a beard and a clock was roaming in the dark night. As the preceding thoughts hit him, he realized dearly that he died. You mean the terrorist group responsible for the numerous world attacks? Yeah, what about them? I've always seen them on the television. How have you never heard of the... Never mind. Yeah, well, I feel like they're a big deal and should be talked about more. I mean, we've had so many recent attacks on Titan! Wait, what? You know, Attack on Titan, the anime about giant cannibal titans trying to eat all of humanity away. So what does this have to do with ISIS again? Well, just like ISIS, these titans prey on the souls of the innocent. And they don't really have a long-term solution except like fighting them with pure force and power, you know, like the main characters. It's pretty actually cool, you know, they just kind of cut their necks and it's like really graphic. Aha, a solution. That's what I've been thinking about. A solution this whole time. And I think I've got to figure it out. A solution to the Titans? I mean, you can reverse some of their... No, I'm talking about ISIS, okay? So as I was saying, ISIS mostly hails in the Middle East. Specifically in Iraq and some parts of Syria. But why do you think it isn't popular in the US? Well, because it's a dumb idea. Their laws are for savages. Precisely. The West is educated enough to see the savageness in their ideals. However, much of the Middle East is not educated, so they can't see the truth and are persuaded into the ideologies of ISIS. Combined with the rampant poverty, ISIS promises them a safe haven with shelter and food. So if we were able to educate just the general population of the affected countries, I think we might have the most permanent solution ever for ISIS. Since just like defeating ISIS with force will not kill the ideology that lives behind it. But wouldn't educating the population take a lot of money and time? And who even would do it? Like, it's not like the government has a lot of money to do it. I mean, since ISIS is a global issue, and it's a big ideology, I'd say the whole world should get involved. It affects every place. Terrorist attacks have been happening almost everywhere. So the UN should do it. It should get involved. And as for money, it would be needed, and a lot of it would be needed to fight. However, it will be a lot cheaper than fighting an actual war. And it'll probably take a lot of time. Probably take decades for it to fully eradicate the ideology. And that's a lot better than waiting centuries and still having these fights ongoing.
Me llamo Roberto y vamos a destruir nuestra casa.
Tell me what you're waiting for. I just wanna love you. Tell me what you're waiting for. I just wanna hold you. Tell me what you're waiting for. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, never will lie to you. Tell me what you're waiting for.
Stellar. I feel like Matthew McConaughey. I don't care for what they gotta say. Tony Perkins, how I dropped away. Jason Bourne with the headshot. Jason Statham with the whip game. Liam Neeson with the rescue. I go Gunner with the leather face. Bruce Campbell with the chains. Tobin Bell with the saw. Anthony Hopkins, I'm eating them raw. They don't know who we are. Miley Shannon, I'm a superstar. Ride or die like a sea biscuit. Tryna stack like Toby. John Wick, I don't leave a witness.